Hello everybody, this is Jacob Newman or Ammo Sorter 06. I actually prefer Ammo Sorter 06 over Jacob Newman, but this is a video on the 55 Boys anti-tank rifle cartridge. Just some quick updates. I will be releasing the third of three, or the 303 M4 comparison video. That one will be released. I don't actually remember what I talked about in that one. I lost the file for a while. So I'm still just going to release that. I didn't get barely any views, but that's fine, because I don't do it for the views. I mean, I do. I wish I could be, like the next Forgotten Weapons, but I don't think that's happening, because I don't like reading. So, and some people won't get that. Forgotten Weapons is like a guy who does Forgotten Weapons, but he does like the dumbest stuff in the world. Like, he's done the M1 carbine, which is not forgotten. He's done multiple AKs, which are not forgotten. But people don't like him sometimes, because anyone could find out the information if you just had the right books and if you could get the right access into stuff. But people just don't have the time for that. Anyways, I don't do it for the views, but I will be uploading the third M4 comparison video. That is the last one. I don't know how long it is. I don't know how good it is, but I will be uploading it. That may be today, that may be tomorrow. When I say today, I mean when I'm uploading this video. This video might go up in a couple days. A couple days after the M4, because I don't want to put two videos next to each other. Just because no one watches them anyways, so for the people that will run across this, I don't want them to see that I have a massive gap and then I'm starting up again, and then I have a massive gap again. I want to see that I'm thinking of doing once a week videos, even if it's as stupid as like the 55 Boys bullet, not even the rifle. But I'm thinking of doing disassemblies and assemblies of more common stuff, but still not like, I may do an AR, but I'm thinking of M1 carbine, M1A1 carbine, repro and original, Luger P38, Car 98K or Gewehr 98, 1903 Springfields, Garands, 1911s, more World War II stuff, World War I. That's what I'm into. That's what my parents are into. That's what my whole family's into. Also be going over like gear reviews, like how good was this weapon or whatever. And I'll actually do one right now. The 55 Boys sucks. It stunk so badly, but we'll get into why. Anyways, that's enough for the update. I will be I'll do one more update. I'm going to try to do a little bit more gaming. I tried that like 3 years ago. I'm going to try to do some more, maybe Star Wars gaming, really into that. But I'm also thinking of doing, easier to handle for computer gaming. So not like Call of Duty, stuff like that. I may be doing like, Star Wars, Empire at War, which is a pretty teeny game, but it's really fun. It's like Hearts of Iron, if you know that. But I'm gonna try to branch out, do disassemblies, assemblies, gun reviews, gear reviews, bullet reviews. This will actually be called a bullet review. Just random topics, politics, different candidates. Like, I may do past elections, I may do elections that are happening, and I may do future elections. Like right now, elections that would be happening would be 2022 elections, 2024, but future ones, I may say, hey, who I think would be good at running for each party. I'll try to be as non-biased as I can, but that's a little difficult because I have strong views, but I could even be doing reviews on like BB and airsoft, pellets. I'm gonna do just stuff I have fun with, like Lego reviews. I really like that. Making something that isn't like a car that's super expensive. That's amazing to me, How well did this item work. This could be hearing protection, or it could be like a screwdriver. You know, it doesn't have to be gun ammo topics. It could be anything. We have a new setup. This is my father's gun working bench. It's nice and clear. It's nice. I got the background. It's just some oily socks we use for cleaning, but it works, right? You can see the bullet better instead of my bed, because that was a terrible setup. I'll be doing a review, maybe even as the day I filmed this, of my Benchmade, or whatever it's called, knife. I may be doing knife reviews, bayonet reviews. We have got a ton of bayonets that came in from an estate sale and gun shops. But anyways, that was a lot of talking for being a video for something other than just catching up. But anyways, 55 Boys. It was used by the UK. We did all that stuff. I have a cheat sheet that I made by blah blah blah. The parent case, 50 BMG. 50 BMG is on your right. 55 is on your left. The parent case, of course, is the 50 BMG. There's some big things. The 50 is shorter. The bullet diameter is smaller. Less powder. Different actual, like, brass. Like, this has a lip. This doesn't. The 55 has a lip. The 50 does not. That's for different rifle types. The actual rifle was different, and the actual feeding, loading was different. There's, some differences, but it's pretty much the same. The 55, this one, was supposed to be better than this one. Did that actually happen? No, not at all. The 55 was a terrible successor, and it didn't go well. I'll just say that. The bullet diameter, which means from like right here to right here, the bullet diameter, I am keeping this in frame so you know which one's which. But the bullet diameter from here to here, which if you know circles, it's like from one side to the other in a straight line, is 0.565 inches, so about half an inch, but that's how it got the .55 or 55 boys. Now, if you want to be really technical, it should be 55 and a half boys, but it's 55. Even the 50 is not exactly 0.50 for the diameter. But anyways, the one for the 55 boys, bullet diameter is 0.565 inches or 14.3 millimeters for my anything other than United States listeners and watchers. The case length, which means the brass. This, all the way down there, but not the bullet, right? This, like the different color, the silvery, and even for our 50, this copper is the bullet. It's not, when people say bullets, yeah, they refer to the whole thing, but the technical terms are these tips, that's why people call them bullet tips, to say which one's which. The case is everything other than the bullet. So, sorry, I have shaky hands. The top of, people call it brass, but it's really the case. I'll say brass. The top of the brass to the bottom of the brass, or the bottom of brass to the top, is the case length. For the 55 boys, which is on your left, right here, it is 97.79 millimeters. I switched them, by the way, or 3.85 inches. And what I mean by I switched them is I switched them. Bullet diameter went inches to millimeter. This one went millimeter to inches. Anyways, what that means is that this brass to that is about 4 inches. That's a pretty big bullet. just some like bullets in the background. This, for comparison, is a 303 Enfield. This was the main cartridge. Well, I believe this is a 303. Don't quote me. Sorry. I'll get one that I actually know. Let's see here. This one. Nope. Oh, sorry. Anyways, I guess I won't be finding one that I for sure know, but I believe that this one is a 303 British. I believe. It could not, it may not be. But anyways, this is a decent sized bullet anyways. I mean, it's bigger than a 5.56, which what the US military uses. That's what the G36 and the HK 416 uses. It's bigger than that. And this thing is way more bigger, as you can see. Even compared to the 50, it's way smaller. I mean, this thing is massive. And if you are going to be like a little nitpicky, yes, this does have a little bit of corrosion, but we'll clean that up. Just letting you guys know, we'll clean that up. I may even do videos on showing how to clean it up. Anyways, this is a massive bullet. It's at first when I saw it, I thought it was a 50, but no, it's a 55. The overall length, which means from this bottom to the tippity top of the bullet tip, is, I'm going to do millimeters to inches again, 133.43 millimeters, or 5.253 inches. So about 5¼ inches for this whole thing. That's pretty big. I'm just going to say it, you know. That is a massive bullet. Now, there are some bullets, if I move the camera, whoops, I'm sorry guys, like this, which they're literally this big, but no, well, I mean, they are, there's like 20 mils and all that, but this is massive, you know, this is huge. Even the 50's huge, but this is way bigger. This has more powder than the 50, and it's a bigger bullet than the 50. This was supposed to be the next up-and-coming bullet. Why was it not? The rifle it was used in. And this lip here. That is the whole reason why this thing failed. You can't use it in a machine gun, or you had to modify the clips already with the 50 because it's a bigger bullet. Bigger diameter and everything. You couldn't use 50 links. It was already, the 50 was already made. It was already widely used by the U.S., which was the U.S., the German Reich, and the USSR were the big countries at this time. You got to remember that. Making this small, the UK was still pretty big, but it wasn't as big as the U.S., and the U.S. had more power than the UK. So, when the U.S. came in the war, everyone's like, hey, we want to use a 50, not a 55. Because the 55 couldn't be used in a machine gun. The 50, I think, was only used in a machine gun. I mean, that's big, you know? Anyways, this, there were 3 types of bullets for the 55. There was the Mark I, there was the Mark II, and the APCR. APCR is like a really beefy armored piercing. The APCR went 3,100 FPS, and the Mark I, which this one is a Mark I bullet, the Mark I goes 2,495 FPS, feet per second. You can put that in a calculator for meters for everyone other than American. But that is a lot of feet per second. I mean, you gotta think. Just for the Mark I, for feet, you know. Let's see here. Let me do my own little conversion. That's over 8 football fields per second. Per second. You gotta think about that. People think like 45 caliber pistol bullets are slow because they go pretty slow, but they're still going super fast. This is a super fast bullet. This is not teeny. We will make a part 2 real quick. I need to make sure these are under 15, but Part 2 coming up.